Okay, well, good afternoon. This is going to be like my fourth attempt doing this at the house. Having some technical difficulties with the GoPro. Keeps wanting to shut on and off and all these other things. But I want to make sure that I have a short video on the first worksheet in our series on conflict. Okay. In this case here, I want to quickly go over these questions for the first worksheet in case some of you guys didn't quite get it, and that's all right. Again, remember, conflict is, the main character or characters versus either themselves, another person, nature, the supernatural, technology, or society. All right. So and the protagonist is the main character. Antagonist is the force or thing or person that the main character is up against. Okay. Number one, after breaking his mother's favorite vase, Casey struggles to decide whether he should tell his mother the truth or to hide his mistake and blame the family dog. Well, in this case here, the protagonist is Casey, and what's going on? He's got a conflict of conscience. Do I lie to mom or tell the truth? So it's Casey versus Casey. So for the first one, it's Casey versus himself. Okay. Number two, Kiko is a ninja warrior trained by Mountain Master Yoho Marathi. When Master Marathi is slain by Shan Bhutan of the Lotus Clan in the most cowardly of fashions, Kiko lays it all on the line to avenge the death of his master. Will Kiko overcome Shan Bhutan and the powerful Lotus Clan? Okay. We know that there's two people that are opposing each other. It's Kiko versus Shan. Okay, protagonist, which is the main character, is Kiko. He wants to avenge the death of his master. And Shan is the enemy. So it's person versus person. Number three, it's the year 3030. And society is completely dependent on computers and robots. A young boy named Domino is flying his hoverboard to school when all the machines start attacking people due to a powerful computer virus. What will Domino do now that the machines are supposed to him have turned against him? Well, the protagonist is a boy named Domino. And this is a case of person versus technology. The computers, the machines are designed to help humanity, have now all of a sudden become the enemy of humanity. Okay. Number four, Brian has the best dog in the world. In fact, he has one of the only dogs in the world. That's because that's because dogs are not allowed in Brian's world, where people believe that dogs spread diseases. Brian's dog will be executed if he is caught. Soon, Brian learns of the mysterious underground dog owners club and joins the fight to legalize dogs. Can Brian and his new friends prove to the world that dogs are safe and friendly? Reminds me of a story that was popular for middle school students. Okay. The protagonist, we know that it's Brian. And he's living in a world where dogs are basically outlawed because there's a belief that they carry illness. So it's really Brian up against society. Society, by definition, is a group of people with a shared system of values, mores, and mores. Okay. Number five, Janie is on a whitewater rafting trip on a choppy river when their guide suddenly has a heart attack. Boy, this sounds familiar, doesn't it? Now, she and the other passengers must learn to work together to survive the treacherous rapids. As if... likes to do picky on the couch. As if things weren't bad enough, some of the passengers have spotted a bear following the confused rafters along the shore. Will Janie make it home safely? Well, protagonist or main character is Janie. And she's up against the whitewater trip and the bear. What's that? That's nature. So we have person versus nature. Okay. I know I usually write these things down, but like I said, this is about the fourth or fifth time I've been playing around with this GoPro. Hopefully this will be it. Okay. Kirsten was once teased for being heavy, but then she lost a lot of weight. Now, Kirsten is very skinny, but there's just one problem. She still sees an overweight girl when she looks in the mirror. Her friends and family try to convince her how beautiful she is, but she doesn't believe them. Worse still, she is continuing to diet. Will Kirsten be able to align her body image with reality, or will she destroy herself? Okay. Well, we know the protagonist is Kirsten. That's the main character. Now, who is she up against? Society? No. Is it her family is actually supportive? It's her own personality. It's herself. So it's Kirsten versus herself. Okay. Greg is just a regular boy who tries his best in school and just so happens to have a magical unicorn. When he's not studying and playing baseball, Greg is riding his unicorn through the enchanted land of Harmonia. When Greg brings something to Harmonia that he shouldn't, a secret gate is unlocked and the muck monsters are unleashed, causing terrible pollution in Harmonia. Can Greg and his unicorn stop the muck monsters before they find a way to Greg's world? Okay. Well, who's the protagonist? Well, main character or protagonist is Greg. Now, who's he up against? He's up against these monsters. Now, are monsters real? Well, we can argue, and I know there's a lot of TV shows that say they're out there, but anything that's out of the ordinary, out of this world, ghosts, aliens, mythical creatures, they all are in the realm of the supernatural. Number 8. Everything was going just fine for May until yesterday. That's when she found out that her eyes were turning green. In May's world, people discriminate against those with green eyes. Green-eyed people cannot vote or hold public office, and they're often forced to work the worst jobs for the least pay if they can find a job. May's parents want her to have surgery to change her eye color, but her grandma, who also has green eyes, encourages her to fight for her rights. With her grandma behind her, May joins a resistance movement and becomes a poster child for green-eyed rights. But how will all this attention affect May's family, especially her parents, who wanted her to hide who she was? Okay. The protagonist, well, it's May. And who's she up against? Well, she's living in this world where green-eyed people are severely discriminated against. So it's a case of May, the person versus society. This sounds like a lot of the popular types of stories that we have now that are in what you could call dystopian. The Maze Runner, the Giver, Susan Collins, the Susan Collins series, with Katniss Everdeen and, the Hunger Games, all right? They all have like a distorted view of the future, all right? This is similar to it, all right? It's dystopian. Number 9, that gives me an idea. Number 9, Jack Juniper is the best fighter pilot in the Air Force. He can take down an enemy jet while doing a barrel roll. One day while Jack is escorting some friendly pilots to a military base, something that Jack has never seen before attacks the convoy. Aliens. Can Jack outmaneuver highly skilled alien pilots, or is the mission doomed to failure? We know the main character, protagonist, is Jack, and he's fighting aliens. Now, what are aliens? They're out of this world. So therefore, it's classified as supernatural. Okay. Number 10, Ronnie has won second place at the science fair for the last 2 years, and Newton Robinson has taken first. Ronnie hated how Newton gloated and held those victories high over Ronnie's head. This year, Ronnie will stop at nothing to beat Newton. He has even enlisted the help of a Nobel Prize-nominated scientist who was banished from the scientific community for his rogue experiments. Can Ronnie and his mad scientist partner ever win against the undefeated Newton at this science fair? Okay. Well, main character or protagonist is Ronnie, and his arch enemy is, basically Newton. Person versus person. So again, please use this little YouTube video as a reference to help you answer some of the questions that you have. A lot of this, if you think through it, is pretty common sense. It's not too difficult to do, and I have utmost confidence in your abilities to do these things. Okay? So I will have more content posted on the Google Classroom webpage. I want to do some more kind of outlandish things. I know I did that overnight thing out in the woods. I want to do, a couple more things. I'm trying to get some ideas. All right. Anyways, I hope to see you guys again soon. And please participate in the Google Classroom. All right. It's important for your education. And I don't want to see anybody left behind. All right. Seriously, you guys are getting a great opportunity. I know sometimes you don't see it that way, but you really are. Okay? Thank you. And take care, everyone.